Samuel continues. At the hospital, the king made his announcement of the child. Although they were at the ceremony, Chi's parents were supposed to be up there with the royal family. But because they were Wakatilians, they were standing in the back of the crowd. They minted 5,000 silver pennies to mark the royal birth. Samuel pulled a silver penny out of his pocket and handed it to Cush. Like this one. The king's artillery sounded celebratory gun salutes in the royal park with 41-round salute, and again by the honorable artillery at the Tower of Ireland with a 62-round salute. In keeping with their traditions, it is said that when she left the royal hospital, they burned her sheets, because she was Wakatilian. She appeared on the steps of the building with her newborn as the crowd looked on. The ceremony lasted for 2 days before Chi's family was to head back home. Chi's father, Shaka, approached her with tears in his eyes. I will return in 8 months to take the baby and perform my family ceremonies in the Holy of Holies. Don't let anyone know, not even your Uncle Mal. Do not let them know where the baby or I am. Because it is of great, great importance to Sabaoth that no one knows her whereabouts. You will find out why I have asked of you such requests later. I also need all royal documents of her birth and 500 silver pennies. She smiled. It is so. After 8 months, Shaka showed up at the palace, and with open arms she had everything he asked for. He didn't stay there long enough to see the king, and she never saw her daughter again. 3 miscarriages followed, and King Joseph returned to his old ways of having orgies and entertaining other women. The king's love for Chi was gone, and so was his loyalty to her. I also heard, not once did he ask about his daughter, Anaya. Shaking his head, Samuel repeated himself. Not once. By this time, the full effects of the Abenians' absence caused civil unrest and violence that took over the land. Soon after, she was taken and charged with high treason and sent to the highest court in Ireland by her accusers. She was tried before a jury of peers, including her former betrothed and her Uncle Mal. Like I told you before, everyone who is your family ain't your family. The court proceedings were long and intense, with both sides presenting their arguments and evidence. In the end, Queen Chi was found guilty of high treason, adultery, inciting a coup, witchcraft, and a bunch of other lies according to old Ireland laws, and sentenced to life imprisonment in a remote dungeon in the mountains. King Joseph didn't give a damn by the verdict, and didn't even try to appeal to the Abenians for clemency. However, the king's reputation was tarnished, and he lost much of his support among the people of old Ireland. Again, he didn't care. After a formal lackluster apology in front of the citizens with all the balloons and whistles by King Joseph, old Ireland was punished for their sins, but eventually united with the Abenians once again. To show the Abenians their loyalty, Chi's charges were upgraded and she was beheaded days later. Cush had forgotten he held the silver penny in his hand as he handed it back to Samuel. Wow, these Abenians sure do hate us. But why? Samuel said. Yes, they do. You will find out. Just wait. Remember, like always, and I'll say it again, history repeats itself.